Hey, welcome back to another Doujinshi review from White Album 2. Now, this is a novel style. This is not an art doujinshi. Let's go ahead and take a look. I love this one because it's interesting. So check out the cover. The art on this is absolutely gorgeous. This art is done by Enna. We've done a few other of his doujinshis before. And the writer here is Ushineko. So we can see Setsuna here with the cherry blossoms, looking gorgeous. Now, the title of this one is I Forgot the Song, The Perch of an Idol. Now, perch here, if you think about like a bird's perch, it kind of means the meaning behind the word is kind of like she's stuck. She's stuck on a perch. She cannot fly, is kind of how that best translates. So yeah, oh, gorgeous. The premise of this book is it's during her 3-year depression, it says here. So it's during the 3 years that Haruki just wouldn't talk to her, the first 3 years of university. So this is not a happy book at all. This is really sad, but really, really well done. I love this. This might be one of my favorite novels, actually, fan novels from White Album 2. It's pretty dense. And there's a lot of complex writing in this book. It's not very long, but yeah, this is a long read. So basically what this is there's a cafe, and Setsuna starts going into this cafe because they serve alcohol. And she goes to this cafe and she drinks probably a lot because she's so sad. And the bar, okay, and also this is written from the perspective of the cafe owner / bartender, because it's a cafe that serves alcohol, which is very interesting to have like a third party outside of the main White Album 2 story. I love that. Oh, the analysis of this novel is so good. So this cafe owner is talking about how there's a girl with dark eyes that's always coming in, and she looks so sad all the time, and she looks so hurt all the time, but she's always coming in. And the very first time he saw her smile was a couple weeks in, when she was laughing to herself, and she says, "I probably drinks too much, huh?" And then she smiled and laughed. But he commented that it was just such a sad smile, and her eyes looked so dead. It's so sad. But anyway, it continues on, and it goes on to mention that Setsuna cannot listen to Japanese music. And that is one of the reasons she likes this bar, because this bar mainly just plays English jazz. So a lot of English songs. And it's neat because they will actually put in some English song lyrics, or some artists, some English-speaking artists. So you might recognize a couple of those, which is pretty neat if you're a music buff. So yeah, they're always like listening to music together and talking. But the interesting thing about this is, and if we move on, not here, well, later on in the story, it goes on to say, like, okay, it's been 1 year. Okay, it's been 2 years, which is super interesting. Here we go. So, like, 2 years after they first met. And 2 years after they first met, the owner of the cafe finally says, "I don't even know your name." And then she finally introduces herself, which artistically is a beautiful choice of writing. I love that. I love that they had such like a pseudo relationship between each other without even knowing each other's names. I love it. It's so deep. It's so deep because to Setsuna, that didn't matter. Like she's in such a depression that she doesn't even think about that. She doesn't even think about the norms of a relationship because she can't even handle depending on someone and having a normal like friendship relationship. So it's just really, really heavy, but really, really good. This book is so beautiful. again, more song lyrics. She ends up listening to some song and then just crying. And the bartender, or the cafe owner, I should say, just kind of is there for her, but in a very detached kind of way, which is such an interesting thing. I feel like we all have some kind of relationship like that, where we're not close to someone, but at the same time, they're an important part of our lives. Maybe it's your favorite restaurant, maybe it's your favorite bar, maybe it's someone you always see on your morning bus commute. You know, I love that. I love that they decided to explore that relationship here. And then here we have the final thanks and the contributions from Aqua Plus and White Album 2, also closing chapter. It's just awesome. It's really, really awesome. They said they wanted to kind of delve into what happened with Setsuna during those 3 years, which I think is incredible. I don't think a lot of people choose to touch on that because it's just so sad. So I'm really glad that Ushineko decided to. This one came out in 2018. And then he does make a note here that his heart will always belong to Kazusa, which is cool, but I'm glad he decided to do this Setsuna themed book here. So you can find Ushineko on Twitter. You can find the illustrator Enna also on Twitter, and then they also list their Pixivs here. And then that's the end. So really just, what a cool concept for a novel. I love this. I don't know, maybe I just like depressing things. But it's cool and it's unique. So anyway, I forgot the song, The Perch of an Idol. Thank you so much for joining me on this Doujin review. I look forward to seeing you on another one. Until then, take care.